Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Thanks to Brunch Day 14 Tier 2 Breakfast Franchise. In the last episode, or at the end of last episode, if you caught that, if you didn't, go back and watch it. I set up this automatic toast. This is not my prettiest automatic toast setup I've ever done, but for this like L-shaped, because it goes up like this, and this little room is here, this one over here, this will work out fine. The only slowdown is that how long it takes to cook the first initial loaf on the safety hob, and because it's like this, there's no way I can make a loaf and stick it up in here. Interesting that this door stayed open and this door stayed closed and this one stayed open. Like there's no way I can manually put a loaf here, but if we can get a freezer, I can reconfigure this. I can reconfigure this actually pretty easily. Because if we get a freezer, we'll need to put a freezer. I think with what we have, I think I'll be able to do a freezer. I mean, obviously we're not going to get a freezer unless we roll for it, like, at the end of today, because that way I can actually store up loaves that are cooked already. That's exactly what I'll do. Because if you look up there where the portioner is up here, where that counter is, if that would be a freezer, it would work perfectly well. So that's what I'm going to try to hope for. Now, again, I could upgrade a counter, but I can only upgrade... Oh, you know what we're going to do? That's what we're going to do. Sorry, I totally blanked. This is what we're going to do. Thank you for reminding me. Because we have a copy desk and we also have a research desk, we can... If we put... Here, I'll show you exactly how to do this. If we put this in here, we're going to upgrade that. But you say, well, what about this? Well, all we do is we take this, and we do this, and we do that. This cannot be copied, or excuse me, this one here cannot be upgraded. This one can be copied. So if we get a freezer here, I'll copy the freezer. Actually, no, I can't do that either. That won't work. That will not work either, because I don't want to copy this. Ooh, okay. So what we'll do is we'll just swap this out, and then what we'll do is we'll swap this back. There we go. Okay, I was a little ahead of myself. So what I want to do is I want to upgrade this to hopefully get a freezer, and we're just going to copy the grabber to get another grabber. And the potatoes are just kind of here, so I can have this as compact as possible. You see this has the beaker on top of it right here. That means research. This one has a copy machine, which means copy. If they were set up differently, because this is the only reason we have this issue, I'm tripping my words, is because we have the simplicity card. So each desk can only be used one time. So you got to set it up properly because you don't want to be randomly guessing which one's going to go where. But we have our portioner here. We have everything ready to go. Let's put this back. So another thing we're going to look for another portioner on one of these. We're going to look for one portioner. And then, I don't know what. Conveyor belts, I guess. Or coffee tables. But you know what? Let's do it. Coffee table, there's one. Oh, there's another one. Boom. All right, we got two. Do we need two? No. But there's no harm. But what we can do here is we can have two things mashed. Or, excuse me. I'm actually going to hold off on that one. Let's just see what we get here. Because we have to wait for the toast anyway. Give us a free... Oh, yes. That's a freezer. Now, it'd be nice if we could copy a freezer. But I'd rather copy a grabber. At this point, I think that's better worth it. Yeah, this just takes so long to do. That's the only issue here. Should we do a broccoli or do a mashed? This is fine though, because we're not even filling up the coffee tables. We locked in 2 coffee tables, by the way. I want a portioner. I'm gonna look for a portioner down here. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. And eventually we'll start getting backed up here. This is fine. I can take this out of here. And we can just rock and roll now. I have to keep an eye on that one at the bottom, though. And because we have no one waiting outside, the patience meters are counting down. Because we have the tier 3 of the deco bonus, where queue patience, which is outside queue patience, stops table patience from going down. Which is very, not overpowered, because it costs a lot to get it to that stage. But I really like the card. If you can save up the money to get all the items, you'll need a minimum of I think 270 coins, but you can't buy it with 270, so I think you need to have 300 coins, something like that. Yeah, portioner would be good. Another portioner. I mean, we could re-roll to get a portioner too. By the way, like we're not out of the realm of not re-rolling. Again, we're keeping up with demand. I don't want a conveyor. We have enough conveyor business right now. I want to try to get... What was it looking for again? We have our freezer down there, which is awesome too, by the way. Oh, portioner. Sorry. Portioner is what we were looking for. And the thing is, though, is we're actually we're not using that third buff to our best advantage. Because the third buff, as I just mentioned, it stops... It's our first one of the day. Is it stops table patience from going down. But because we're rolling along here so incredibly smoothly, we don't really have a chance for that to happen, which is kind of, I don't know, it's a good thing. This has been very, very smooth. You know, having to wait for the first loaf to make is a bit of a pain. And we won't be able to do anything about it like today. Just like that. Alrighty, we're just going to keep on rolling. So the toast, it is keeping up. Now, you may say, well, what about just getting a danger hob? The only problem with danger hob is that danger hobs can catch on fire. And I can't risk having it catch on fire if I end up getting backed up. Because then I'll be screwed, you know. Having 2 safety hobs would be helpful for the toast, but it's fine. Like, I'm not worried. You know, honestly, I'm not worried at all. We're rolling along here very, very well. Let's swap one of these out right now. Take this out here. I'm going to swap the mashed. Just look how slow that is. Oh my gosh. We ended up locking in a gas override, which the problem with the gas override is you have to manually use it. I'm going to leave that right here until we're at the end of the day. Because I don't want to draw mashed out of there if I don't have to. I think we're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this mash in here. Oh, we got one more coming in. So I'm just going to wait. Okay, no, never mind. Here comes their closing time. Yep, and of course, here comes the mash that everybody wants. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to plop this back in here for now. And we have a couple customers, so we're fine. They want mash, no mash, no mash, no mash. All right, we got one customer left. So now we can swap these out. And here's a little bit of a tip as well. Look at that. We have our last one. Oh, that was a mistake. Shoot. Because it actually drew out another one. Ah, darn it. I should have done that at the end of the day. Like the complete end of the... Oh, wow. It's all good. Because I forgot that it drew out that last one. Ah, it's all good. Look how much coins we made. Oh, it's a little bit less coins than before. Because the player count bonus is... Why is it so much less? That's weird. For some reason, that went down. Remember, it was over 100 or something, I thought, last time? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Give us a... We got coffee tables. So, again, coffee tables kind of negate the bonus that we have. Ooh, prep station. But I think it's still worth having the coffee tables. I don't know, just... I think it's worth it. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. And because these don't combine, you can literally stack these up, you know, so the cows come home, as they say, right? So we can just do this like this. So again, this last buff that we have, which is over here on the screen, we're not really using the buff. But that's fine. It doesn't really matter. We're not having issues with people not being able to get in, by the way. Like, we're not having those issues. Okay, so I got my grabbers. What was it? What did I say I wanted to do here? Oh, yeah, I got the freezer. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of a remodel. This should be the last time we're doing this, by the way. Yeah, it's just because everything's so compact in here. So all we got to do in here is we have to come in here and we have to replace this counter with this freezer. Now, there's no way that, and then this is going to come back to here. This one is going to come back to here. So this is not going to help us today. Like, it's not going to help us today because the freezer won't have anything in it. Now, the only downside with the freezer being, I can't have it any, well, no, I could, no, I know what I want to do. Sorry, guys. I'm going to buy this grabber. This is what I wanted to do. Sorry. I want to do one thing. I want to put the freezer in the corner. And you can't do it when you're using a conveyor belt because it just won't work. But using a grass, you should be able to squeak through this. Can I cheese this by getting through here somehow? There. And put this here. Nope. Put this here. This here. And then the reason why is because this should portion from this. We're going to test this. If it doesn't, well, then we're going to have to go back to the drawing board a bit. I just don't recall if it portions that way. But what we're going to do is we'll do a practice mode right now without having all of this set up. We'll do a manual test. That way the system is fine. We'll be okay by doing a manual system here. Because I like to test stuff like this. Because if something goes wrong, I want it to go wrong like right away where I'm not going to be screwed over. Oh, no, I can't reach the sink. Oh, I can reach this sink. Never mind. I can reach that thing. Jeez, I'm like, oh, no, but I can't reach the oven. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, my gosh. There you go, kids. Set up your practice modes a different way. The idea, what I want to see here, is what happens is, will the portioner portion from a conveyor? The answer should be yes. But I don't recall. I just want to double check. Let's see what happens. It does. Look at that. And the reason why I wanted to test that is because I want to make sure the full loaf up here is not the one that's being drawn, so we actually have a full loaf at the end of the day. But we're good to go now. All right, we're good to go here. Let's just put all this. This one's going to come out here with me. This one can actually stay there. That one's not actually doing anything at the moment. So it can just kind of stay there. And then this one's going to go up to here. Like that. This one's going to go back to here. This one's going to go back to here. And this one's going to go back to here. There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to take... I'm very tempted to do a reroll very quickly. Very quickly reroll to try to get a portioner for the broccoli. Mainly it's going to be for the broccoli. I'm going to do, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 6 on the ground. I'm going to do at least 1 or 2. No portioner, okay. Ah, boom, there it is. In the mixer, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy the portioner. We're going to set this up exactly how this one's set up. Now, I wish I could set this up inside somewhere, but I can't. So we're going to do this. And then this counter is going to go, whoops, sorry. This is going to have to be moved. This counter can go back in here. This freezer is going to go here because it has the mash in it. This is going to go to here, which is going to have the brock. And this one here is going to go back to where it normally is. Now, I said about having the broccoli set up a different way, but what I can do is I'm just going to have them made in here. This can go... Oh, these can go out here now. This can go here. And the mixer... Do I want to buy the mixer? I think I do. I'm going to put the mixer right... Where do I want to put the mixer at? That's the question. I mean, I could put it here, because I could put it here, because I can still access this. I just do like that and then slide. I'm going to do that this way. This is just to make an extra mash. But the problem is I can't get it. I can't put it in there then. So maybe we'll just put it here. Actually, no, I know where. I'm going to put it down here in the corner. Swap these counters out. I'm just going to get rid of, just put this one. That should still work there without any issue. Okay, cool. Is it worth, I hate doing this tedious stuff at this point, but we're going to do it anyway because we're at day 15. I want to franchise this run. We should not have any issues. We're at day 40. Or excuse me, we're at 40 customers, which is not crazy. I've had a lot more customers than 40. So here we're just going to do another copy of this. This should be fine. Yes, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. And you know what? We have just enough time. We're at about 14 minutes. We have just enough time to bang out a day. So we're going to do day 15, tier 2, thanks to Brunch franchise. And let's see what happens. Now, theoretically, that should pull up, go to there, should pass through. That conveyor belt that's in the middle up there will not do anything because conveyors only push, they don't pull. It'll grab the dough through the sink onto the hob. Hob will cook it into the freezer, pull it from the freezer, portion it on the belt, portion it with a portioner onto that, and then back to here. There we go. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to put a counter here, but I can't because I have to be able to access this. But we're fine. we're good to go. I'm fairly confident. Do we have a counter laying anywhere? No, we don't. Okay, I'm fairly confident. Let's go. Rock and roll. And then we're gonna look for. I need to get a counter, which is so silly to like. I'm just gonna leave that there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave these here. All right. Now we have to wait again. The only issue is we gotta wait. Counter coffee tables maybe. Excuse me. Yeah, this is the only day we're gonna have this bit of a slowdown. We have to wait like this. We might as well do our research while we're here. Mixer. Not sure what I want to get. There's nothing to upgrade, so we can't upgrade anything. If we see we have counters though. I almost want to get some more freeze. Well, no, this is the only day we're gonna have this issue. This bit of slowdown, so I'm not too worried about it. Dude, like that. A little bit of this. Look at this. Boop, boop. Perfect. I could start thinking about upgrading my tables to have more tables. Yeah. Well, that was okay. That was dumb. I don't know why I locked that in. To be honest with you. All right, we're finally backed up now. So the issue is can we catch up? The answer is yes. We should definitely be able to catch up. I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, today is the only day we're gonna have the backup when it comes to the toast. Ooh, they changed it to a plain. Thank you. All right, that. I should get another broccoli on because it looks like we're going to need it. All right, a little bit of that action. Ooh, they want a broccoli now, no problem. We're fine. We're keeping up just fine. Another dining table. I guess we'll take another one. I mean, I don't really know what we need at this point. We have to just get through these days, and you know what? We're rolling. I mean, I'm not worried about this at all. This can go here. This can go here. This can go boom, boom, boom. And this one can go boom, boom, boom. And pots don't burn. If you have something in a pot, pots don't burn. No matter what type of cooking appliance you use, pots will not burn. Which is really, really good. I mean, it kind of makes sense to a point. I'd rather, you know, there'd be some sort of penalty for leaving things like that, but then it would take a lot of the, you know, it would make the game a little bit more crazy, a little bit more intense, you know, that probably isn't needed at this point. Look at this. We're not even using all these coffee tables. We're burning through this. Like, we're caught up. Like, we're way caught up here. Not worried at all. Yeah, the issue right now is the speed of the toast being made, which is a little, you know. Should we buy another coffee table? Why not? Like, we're not using it. We're not using these for anything else at this point. So right now we're kind of negating that third buff we have. But you know what? A coffee table is good because a coffee table adds an extra like phase of waiting, which is why it's oh, good that they changed the order. Good job. So we can swap this we can just go like this. This can go out. This one can go here. This one can go boop, 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 and then in. This one can come out, but I can't put it there. Remember, you can't do that. When we're keeping up very, very well here, like I'm actually quite pleased with how we're doing. If I can be kind of honest and blunt here, I'm fairly confident. And having the freezer like that is that we're guaranteed to have a full loaf ready for us at the beginning of the day. We're guaranteed. Which at that phase, then we're going to be waiting for the sides to be finished because we only have one freezer. Oh, did I miss their toast altogether? Huh, that was a... Oh, what? That was weird. Okay. That was odd. I didn't think I missed their toast. We're using tons of broccoli right now. Wow. Is this one cooked? Yeah, this is cooked. Okay, yeah, both of these are... Excuse me. Both of these are cooked already. All right, we're good, though. Oh, that didn't... Oh, I pulled that one too soon. There's that one. There's this one. This one here. Good, 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 good. And that's what we're going to finally use our mixer for something. And I'm going to remember to not use it until, like, the very last part of the day. do 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 do. Da 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 da. Boom. Oop, that was a mistake. Ooh, well, you're gonna get a side anyway. That's alright. It's not a big deal. It's kind of like metal tables. You give them the side anyway, even if they don't want it. So it's not gonna hurt anything. Other than that, you end up losing. Now, I don't know if this is the last one of the day or not. So I'm going to pull this out now, just in case it is, and I'm going to plop this in here. And we're fine. Like, I'm not worried. Oh, okay. Whew, that was... All right. Hey. Happy franchise, everybody. Man, we're kicking butt. This was our hardest day, just for the fact that we had to wait for the toast. But guess what? That top right-hand corner of the map, there's a full loaf in there. And there will always be a full loaf in there, because it will always portion from the conveyor belt, or the grabber first. And even if by the time all that's used up, there'll be another one made already, because the system does start backing up. This is awesome. But hey, happy franchise. Now, okay, so I know exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to let this for you guys to decide what I should take. I'm not going to show it in this episode. You have to stay tuned for overtime. Now, if you remember, the cards that we have already is we get an additional blueprint each day, 6 instead of 5, like the blueprint drops. And we also have the card that gives us double money. Or excuse me, we have the card that gives us 50% more money. Right? So we're already making quite a bit of money. Now we have mandatory tips. So you get a 2 coin bonus per customer, but because we have a 50% bonus, that should be now 3 coins per person. And if you look at our run right there, we have 40 people. Now, we're not going to have 40 people next run, but if we end up having 40 people, that's plus 2, that's 120 coins a day for free, on top of the player bonus, on top of the other 50% bonus we have. So for me, it's a no-brainer, but this is the big but, is because when we start the next franchise, we're going to be starting with nothing. We have to make mashed from scratch. We have to make broccoli from scratch. We have to make toast from scratch on those, on the plain oven, and then we have to slice it by ourselves. So like, there's a lot of prep work that goes into it. And the deal with reincarnation, why it's such a great card, is because if you bring 2 hearts with you, you know, my workshop, I have all those, or my garage, I have all those hearts. If you bring 2 with you and you lose both of them will regenerate the next day. So it basically is, you have a 2 get out of jail free cards every single day. Because if I choose reincarnation, I would bring those hearts with. Because if you don't bring hearts with you, then there's no point to take the card, because the extra life is the heart, if that makes sense to you. So the reincarnation is one of the only cards that has a bit of a prerequisite that you bring a heart with you. So that's a bit of a tricky one. But most people that are franchising over and over again, you should have a couple hearts saved up. And that's why I always save a few. So both of these cards are very tempting. The tip one is tempting because it'll bring in extra money quicker. But the reincarnation will give us, because I'd bring with 2 hearts. So it would basically give us 2 mess ups a day. 2 customers that I screw up with. In the beginning, when we're doing everything manually and have to mash the mashed potatoes by themselves, like by hand, we already have the one where the processes are slower. So I don't know. It's a bit of a toss-up here about which way to go, honestly. Both cards are very strong going into Tier 3, because if you remember, this will then carry, the card you choose here will continue into Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 10. So that means you bring the hearts with for the rest of until the franchise dies. It's a very good card. But then again, the mandatory tips, that's a 2% 2 coin bonus per customer, and that's per customer per day. And since we have individual dining, that means every customer is going to tick off of that quickly without any sort of like in between. It's an extra 2 all the time. Because sometimes if you have groups of 2 or more, there's a bit of a discrepancy whether you get the full 2 or if it's more like you get 3 for both people. Here you're going to get 2 per customer because it's individual dining. So arguments on both sides. I know I talked for a couple minutes about this, but you guys decide what you think I should take or what you would take in my situation. Remembering this overtime run is not going to go forever, and we're going to go right back to Tier 3, and we will be playing a Tier 3 franchise of this. So what would you take with for your next tier? Because none of these cards really affect us right now because we're at OT day 1. Doesn't matter. But you know what, guys? We're over time today. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a fun run. I'm glad we have a bit of automation. It's a bit janky the way it's set up because of the map. This is the bind map, B-I-N-D. Now, the drops haven't been that great, if I'm honest with you. I mainly picked the map because it has 5 countertop spaces. It has 4 plus a door, which turns into 5, which is really, really good. Because if we can end up getting some metal tables or some different tables, we could have 5 tables lined up, and that would really help things go quicker. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. You see how excited I am? I'm so excited about this franchise. I'll catch you guys next time for another Thanks a Brunch PlateUp episode. Take care now.